Good morning sa lahat. Basa na tayo na ating libro guys. The Word in Other Words, Bible Diary 2023. Today is 14 March 2025. Nandito na tayo sa page ng 15 February, Wednesday, 6th week in Ordinary Time. That green comma P is 2. Pakisabayan ako ng basa sa inyong Bible guys para pare-pareho tayo dito matuto. The word first reading, Genesis chapter 8 verse 6 to verse 13, verse 20 to verse 22. Ulitin ko, the word first reading, Genesis sa inyong Biblia, Genesis chapter 8 verse 6 to verse 13 and verse 20 to verse 22. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the huts he had made in the ark and sent out a raven to see if the waters had listened on the earth. It flew back and forth until the waters dried off from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the waters had listened on the earth. But the dove could find no place to alight and perch, and it returned to him in the ark, for there was water all over the earth. Putting out his hand, he caught the dove and drew it back to him inside the ark. He waited 7 days more and again sent the dove out from the ark. In the evening, the dove came back to him, and there in its bill a pluck of olive leaf. So no one knew that the waters had listened on the earth. He waited still another 7 days and then listened the dove once more, and this time it did not come back. In the 601st year of Noah, ang haba ng buhay nila nung araw guys. In the 601st year of Noah's life, in the first month, on the first day of the month, the water began to dry up on the earth. Imagine niyo yung 601 na years old na tao. Yung nga lang 80 years old o ugod-ugod na. How much more itong 601? Okay, in the 601st year of Noah's life, in the first month, on the first day of the month, the water began to dry up on the earth. Noah then removed the covering of the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was drying up. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and choosing from every clean animal and every clean bird, he offered holocausts on the altar. When the Lord smelled the sweet odor, he said to himself, "Never again will I dump the earth because of man, since the desires of man's heart are evil from the start, nor will I ever again strike down all living beings, as I have done, as long as the earth lasts. Seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease." O, tingnan mo to guys. Tayo, kung tutuusin, kasi diba nagbaha, so patay lahat ng tao, ang natira lang sila yung angkan ni Noah. So ibig bang sabihin nito is galing tayo sa angkan ni Noah. O diba? Ayun. Kaya sabi ko, kung diba sabi ni Father God, hindi na niya aanahin yung mundo sa true baha. Bakit parati pa rin may baha sa atin kahit anong gawin natin na paglagay ng flood control, nawawash out pa rin ng baha. So ibig sabihin, hindi natutupad yung pagsabi niya na hindi na siya palaganap ng baha. Yung pangako niya na hindi na niya pupuksain ang tao dahil sa baha. Pero sa generation natin ngayon, mayroon pa rin namamatay sa baha, di ba? So sometimes komplikado sa akin, kaya iniisip ko pang Israel lang talaga yung Bible. Ayun. Ay nako na galaw ko na naman. Ang lapit ko kasi sa camera, kung hindi guys, sobrang hina ng boses ko. Kaya nagagalaw natin yung camera natin diyan. Gospel reading, Mark chapter 8 verse 22 to verse 26. When Jesus and his disciples arrived in Bethsaida, they brought to him a blind man and begged him to touch him. He took the blind man by the hand and led him outside the village. Putting spittle on his eyes, he laid his hands on him and asked, "Do you see anything?" Looking up, he replied, "I see people looking like trees and walking." Then he laid hands on his eyes a second time, and he saw clearly. His sight was restored, and he could see everything distinctly. Then he sent him home and said, "Do not even go into the village." How I wish no na tayong mga may sakit, isang hipo lang is galing ka agad. O, diba? In other words, by Senior Eden Panganiban is SPS. Ulitin ko, in other words, by Senior Eden Panganiban, SSPS. SR kasi nakalagay dito. So, ang basa ko is senior. Hindi ko alam guys. Ano na lang natin, as is na lang natin. By SR, period, Eden Panganiban, SSPS. In a week's time, we will enter into our Lenten journey. The two readings of today sharpen our senses to the rhythm of God in our lives. The accounts from Genesis chapter 8 verse 6 to verse 13, verse 20 to verse 22, and Mark chapter 8 verse 22 to verse 26 show a progressive movement. Nothing significant in life happens suddenly. Noah has to wait for the water to recede. He sends out the raven first and then the dove. The blind man has to wait for his vision to be restored. He sees first images of people like trees, then he sees with clarity and distinction. Waiting is a grace moment. Waiting is the way of life. Every stage in the life of a living organism is a development and progressive process. Nothing goes instantaneously. Every event in our life can become momentous and life-changing if we look beyond. This I see as I have experienced illness. I have always been healthy until at 71. I was diagnosed with cancer. Ito nga yung sinasabi ko, mga sakit-sakit na to. Dapat, isang hipo lang, mapagaling na. How would I take it? A death sentence? A breakdown? Or a breakthrough? The choice was mine. It was not a speedy process to reach acceptance and find meaning in it. To transition from seeing persons like trees to seeing with clarity and distinction. As Elizabeth Kubler-Ross writes, grief and loss go through 5 stages. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. The pandemic years have taught us so much about waiting and finding meaning in everything. Let us not throw this lesson away. We wait for dawn after a long night. We await the tree from the tiny seed. We wait for the wound to heal, for the hearts to understand. When the heart is ready, the eyes will see. We do not force the future to come. Instead, we will welcome the present hidden in every present moment. As the Lord touches our hearts, we pray that our eyes see beyond the thirst and source and welcome the light with gratitude. Then waiting becomes grace. Bukas na itong 16 February guys. Kasi nga nagmamandali na ako. Pupos na naman ang oras ko. Okay. 15. Pero before that, batiin muna natin yung ating anak. Happy birthday, Daryl. Love you so much. For 15 March. Lagi ko nga sinasabi sa kanya, yung birthday mo laging wala sa sahod kasi 40, di ba? Ang sahod is sa Pilipinas pa tayo is kisinas katapusan. Kaya yung birthday ng anak ko laging alanganin. Okay, advice for 15 March 2025. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, wala na naman tayong pera. Kaya ginagawa ko ngayon nandito ako sa abroad, ina-advance ko na. Lalo pati saan lang tayo sa Meldo. Okay, bye everyone. God bless us.